Everybody, thank you for showing up. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get started. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Nick Bartlett. I'm a marketer here at iAmDirect. There might be a few more people showing up and straggling in, but they can catch up where we are. I just wanted to let you know that I really appreciate your time showing up. I'm going to make this short and quick. It may not even take the full 20 minutes. I just kind of want to give you a little bit of a description about who we are if you don't know, and then why we're trying to show you how to write the Mutual of Omaha Medicare Supplement e-application. First of all, iAmDirect is actually in an FMO. We're actually a division of Premier Companies. I can bring you to that website right here. Premier Companies, we are based out of Norfolk, Nebraska, so we have a very good relationship with Mutual of Omaha. Going back to iAmDirect's website, iAmDirect is split up as a division of Premier because we have extra incentives to write your Mutual of Omaha through us rather than just the main division. And in doing so, you can actually take advantage of some of our other programs that we have going on, like the one at the email blast that you might have read about, earn an extra $50 for one app and extra $100 for two apps to your favorite online retailer, Amazon. I can't put that in the email blast, but you can earn a gift card to Amazon by writing those apps. In addition to those applications, to your bonuses for those applications, you get your full commission as well as our incentives that includes an extra $50 of marketing credit for leads for every application that you get issued through us. But that's enough about us. I want to show you how easy it is to write a Mutual of Omaha Medicare Supplement e-application. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in underneath us. I wanted to do this with you so that way you could just see how long it takes to do everything. It's super simple. A lot of times Mutual of Omaha, their reps that we talk to state that most of the time the traditional paper apps are what people know and they're used to. And if you can actually get an agent to write an e-application, that most of the time they'll stick with it because they realize how easy it is and how fast it is. So here's the main page. Once you get logged in to their site, the application can be found just by scrolling down to the bottom, and it's right here in the center. You can click on this. It'll actually take you to the e-application where your very first time logging in, you have to accept or do not accept the terms and conditions, and then you can go ahead and just write it from there. This is the actual e-app. I don't want to use that. I want to use the practice one, which is the sandbox. So if you click on resources inside there and then go to the sandbox MedSup e-app, this will actually take us to the playground where we can submit, call, and do all the signature process, and nothing will actually get submitted here. This is a nice practice area for agents when they're first starting. Within the same resources tab, you can find the Quick Start Guide and the eApp Training Manual. These two are fantastic resources outside of just calling our marketers here and answering questions. The Quick Start Guide has some fantastic information that shows you how to get to the eApp, as well as answers a lot of common questions. And then the full eApp training manual is basically what I'm walking you through here today. It's a step-by-step instructions through the whole process. That takes 57 pages, but again, it's a lot simpler than that. I can show you here today. So then let's get right into the sandbox. Let that load up. You can notice that there's the big yellow bar up top that is kind of warning you this is a sandbox. This is not for real. This is just for training purposes. And then you can see down below where I have clients that have actually testing, and they're all stored here. If you look back at the training manual, the Quick Start Guide, it'll tell you how long they'll stay available in here for you to go to. If they're quoted, it'll stay in your system for 30 days, and so on. So that just shows you how long they'll actually stay in here before they're deleted automatically. To start a new application, you just click on the big button that says that. Now I'm actually going to run through a whole application to show you how easy this is. You can dual quote husband and wife. I'm just going to do an individual. Say they're 67. They've been on a MedSup with another carrier and they want to switch over to Mutual. So I'm just going to run through the whole thing and get a quote. I'm going to put our information in there because it does require the stars, is the required information. An email address is not required. It is handy if you want to send them the information by email afterwards. You can also do it, send them the information manually afterwards, but this isn't required, but I always just like to put it in here. And then I'm going to make somebody, let's say they're old enough to get a med sup, just put a random age in there. And I'm going to do Nebraska. That way I know the zip code where I'm at. And we'll make the requested effective date beginning of next month. And I am now it's asking you questions on whether or not they are going to get the household discount. Within Nebraska, it's the 12% household discount, and so I'm going to say yes, that I do get that. Now, am I in open enrollment? No, I've had a med sup before. Am I in a guaranteed issue period? Nope, I just want to switch. And it's asking me, I'm a male. Do I use tobacco? Nope. 6 foot and 200 pounds, let's say. Just click that to get a quote. Now, it'll actually give you all the plans that are available in my area. Here, I'm actually going to make this full screen for everybody to see better. It's going to give you all the plans available in your area, and it'll allow you to select which one the client may want. And then I'm going to choose Plan G because Plan G is the primary focus for most of Mutual's products across the United States. Now, right now, if the client didn't want to do anything more, you could save it and come back to it later, and you could go back to the dashboard where you saw the original clients at the beginning, or you can actually just start the application process and apply now. And then you're going to have all your tabs that you have to run through. And right now, before you've gotten to them, it's going to just have a little bullet right here. And as you run through these, it'll have green check marks saying that you've completed it. First, let's just start off. Are you speaking with a power attorney? No, I'm speaking with the client. I'm going to put in our address here at the office just so I have something in there. Is the mailing address same as the residential? Yes. And then it brings in the information that you had put in initially. And then it asks you if the client would like to receive the explanation of benefits online and get it emailed to them, basically going paperless. Nope, this client's old-fashioned. He wants to receive it by paper. And would they like a temporary MedSup ID card? Yes, most people do. And we can move on to the next section. And now, as you can see, it did put a green check mark up there saying that I was complete. Next is actually going to ask for the Medicare information. A lot of times, clients are willing to obviously give you their social because you're the agent, you're a trusted resource, but it is available for if the client just wants to enter in their social later, they can. I'm just going to put in digits. Now, this is important to put in the proper information because the system does verify this, but I am just going to, especially the Medicare claim number 2, it does actually connect with the Social Security office and verify that these numbers are in fact valid, but it's okay, this is a playground. And then Part A, effective date, I'm just going to put 06/01/2015. All this information is standard. You guys have probably seen all this before. And then obviously if they are just signing up, you can put their eligibility date in here as well, but it's not needed since I have the effective dates. Are you applying to an open enrollment? It's already defaulted in the information that we put in earlier. Did you turn 65 in the last 6 months? Nope. Did you enroll Medicare Part B in the last 6 months? No. So because I answered no to both the open enrollment and GI questions, I'm going to have to answer my health questions later. But before that, we did say that we lived with our spouse, and so it actually wants to know their name. So we're going to put test spouse, last name, client, date of birth, 06. My spouse happens to have the same birthday as me, but is a couple years younger. Let's go right there. Same address though, obviously, because they want to make sure that they are living with you in the same residence. Putting that information. And then move on to the next section. Again, all green check marks. Requested effective date, perfect, that's exactly what we wanted. Are you covered for Medicare medical assistance through the state Medicaid program? Obviously, you just answer appropriately through all these questions. I'm not going to bore you with these right now. Do you have another Medicare supplement? Yes, I do have one in force, but I intend to replace it, and I plan to terminate it the end of the month, right before the requested effective date. And the company is the top one. Let's just go with there, and it was a Plan F. But Plan G for Mutual is a lot cheaper, so we're going to go with that. Have you had coverage from Medicare no, and no. And the reason why we're switching is to get fewer benefits, barely, only the Part B deductible, but much lower premiums. So we'll answer that there. Now, the health questions. Hopefully, you've done your pre-qualification and you've asked them health questions before you started this process. So I'm just going to go ahead and answer no to all these questions as to not bore you with going through all these. This is a different process that you would do on your own. You probably already know if they're qualified within the first couple conversations of speaking with the client. And just so you're aware, if you do answer yes to any of these questions, there is a spot at the end of the application to put any comments to the underwriters that will not be sent to the client. It will be confidential, the same as it would be on the paper app. Again, it's defaulting in, oh, I put 5 foot, 200 pounds. I messed that up. I forgot to change that. So you can change it on the fly. There we go. Next, Medicare information. Medication information. Now this is going to ask you for all their medications, just like you would on the normal paper app. You got to say yes that you do, and then you need to add some medications. You can just start typing them out. I'm going to add a couple of my own that I take. Omeprazole. Yeah, that sounds right. Dosage. I think it's roughly 20 milligrams once a day. Diagnosis, a condition, reflux. Has this medication been for more than 2 years? Yep. Prescribed by a doctor? Nope, I just take it. And finish. Now that is added as a prescription. And you just keep doing that until all their medications are inputted. And if you ever need help during this process, you can't find the right medication, you can always call the sales support number over at Mutual and they can help you find it. I'm not going to bore you with adding a bunch of these. I added one. You can see the process. We'll move on to the next step. Next step is, will this be print for wet signature application? So this is important. If you select yes, that this is going to be print, then the only way that this is going to be submitted, or that can be submitted, is by printing this off, having the client sign it, and then faxing it in, and now basically you've just done a paper app. However, this is important because if by the time you get to this step, the client says that they want to pay by check, the wet signature is the only way they can pay by check, because then you have to submit both. But we're going to say no because our applicant wants to pay by automatic bank withdrawal, which is the most common nowadays anyways. And they want it to be renewal payment options, automatic bank withdrawal. There are other options. You can have them mail premium to the company by quarterly, semi-annually, or annually, and that is available there if you want. And the account owner name must be the same as the applicant, and it is in this case. The type of account is just a checking. I'm just going to put in a bank account here in town, a bank routing number here in town, and then I'll just put a couple digits just to get it passed. And then I believe our client's name was test client, and then it shows the monthly premium here at the bottom again. And then the client has the option to have the renewals withdrawn on the 1st or the 15th of every month, so you can select which one they want and select next. Next is going to be the producer input. So you need to list any of the health insurance policies that you've sold to the applicant that are still in force, as well as any ones that you've sold the applicant in the last 5 years that are no longer in force, and that's where you would put these. Nothing is needed if you haven't sold anything to the client, so you don't need to put NA or anything like that. You can just leave it blank because obviously the asterisk will tell you what's required right here. And then where you want the policy delivered. Most producers like it mailed to them. That way they can hand deliver it to their clients. I certify that I electronically agree to assign all forms, yes. I certify that I interviewed, yes. I acknowledge that the applicant is replacing coverage. I've provided a copy of the replacement notice. The replacement notice actually will be printed off, included into the application when this is sent out to the applicant, so yes. And then we're signing here in town, which is Norfolk, state of Nebraska. And then your producer number will be input right here as well. Next is going to be the notes and handwriting. This is the information that you can, if you did answer yes to any of the health questions, that would normally be an automatic decline, but you think that they've got a good shot to get past, you can put notes in here and explain why you answered yes or why the client had to answer yes to that. All this is just input directly to the underwriter, and the client does not see these, so you can just put your notes here. Next is where you continue to review. So now it's going to give you everything all in one screen, all of the applicant information. But before that, it does verify the Medicare number that you input in the Social Security. It says that Medicare was unable to validate your eligibility based off of the fake Social Security number and the fake Medicare number that we put in there. That's a good thing because they were fake. But if you were doing this for real, it would be putting it would have validated and everything would have been fine. We're just going to continue to get past it and move on. And then here's the summary page. The rate was changed because it included the household discount. So it was $113.45 a month, now down to $94.54, the 12% household discount for Nebraska. And then again, where you can review all of your information. And if you're doing this in front of a client, you can just have them review this right in front of you, all in one spot. Same as the paper app, it's just on a big screen in front of you. Okay. And now down at the very bottom, you can even click to download the guide to health insurance that's required to be sent, the outline of coverage, terms and disclosures, and then the actual app packet with all of their information input to the paper app. And then if you're ready to submit and they agree to everything, that all the changes, then it goes to the review screen. This is an important screen. This is the screen to where you that you help the client sign the application. This authorization number up top is the number that they are going to have to use when they either sign it by going to the website or by calling in. So the three different signature options are e-signature, e-sign by going to the website, voice signature by them using a touch-tone phone and calling in and using the authorization number, or like I originally had said, by just printing it off, having them sign it, and faxing it in. This client, if you input an email address at the very beginning, an email was sent to the client that looks almost exactly like this, and it gives them these options on how to sign their application. They can just click directly on the link and take them to the new site where they can actually input the information. This is what that site actually looks like, and you use your authorization number. I'm actually just going to do it right now to show you how easy it is. We're going to put in the authorization number right here. Sorry if I'm moving really fast. By the way, I tend to do that because I do this a lot. But if you need help afterwards, feel free to call. I will walk through this with anybody as many times as needed. So you're putting in the authorization number as well as the date of birth of the client, which was June 30th, 1945. This is how the client logs in to sign their Med Sup. You just sign right in using the information that they were either emailed, or if they didn't have an email, the agent can provide it for them. And then they need to scroll down and say, I agree to all the terms and conditions. Again, they'll be able to review the premium of their policy, review the actual Medicare supplement the application with all the information input into it by clicking on it. They can review the outline of coverage and the guide to health insurance. They need to select this check mark to say that they've reviewed all of this. Then they also say that by clicking I accept, you represent your answers in the statements on this application is true, and then say I accept. Once they've marked both boxes, this blue button down here will pop available to click Submit e-signature. I'm just going to go ahead and click it. Once that is clicked, it's going to thank them and provide them with more links to keep downloading all of their applications and terms and conditions and outlines of coverage, and then they can log out. Once they have submitted their e-signature, it actually is going to say that they submitted their e-signature right here in the status line of the applicant. We can see that the client that we used today was test client, the one I'm highlighting, and the signature has actually been submitted. And if it was just quoted, it would have said quoted. If it was pending, it would have had all of those other different statuses that we did see available in the quick start guide. It could say quoted, app started, pending signature if the client hadn't signed it yet, printed for signature if you decided to check that they wanted to print it off for a wet signature, submitted e-signature, which we saw, submitted voice signature, submitted wet signature, all different statuses that are available. That is how easy that process is. It is extremely quick and easy and painless. It is also proprietary to Mutual. They created this fantastic online application system for their agents to be able to utilize. I want to thank you again for sitting through this. I don't want to keep you here much longer. if you want to talk to somebody here, I want to talk to you too. I want to talk to you by having you call into us and talk to one of our marketers. I don't want to keep you all day. It's Friday, and I don't know about where you guys are, but it's snowing here today. So I'm actually going to do the giveaway. If you sat through this whole long webinar, I want to thank you by giving you a chance to win one of the Mutual of Omaha fleece blankets. I figured today is appropriate since it's snowing here. So I'm going to just go ahead and do a random drawing. I'm going to put all of your names into, I'll do it over here on the other screen, into a random number. And right, number 5. All right, Greg Norwood. All right, I will get in touch with you, sir. Thank you. I also want to thank everybody for showing up. I'm sorry if you didn't win the fleece blanket, but give me a call if you have any questions on the e-application, on us, on how we can help you grow your Medicare business, on the promotion that Mutual has. Like I said, you get $50 for one, a $50 gift card to Amazon for one e-application submitted in the first quarter with us, and a $100 Amazon gift card if you've written 2 e-applications submitted through us within the first quarter, as well as all of our other additional incentives that we have available to us. You can go to our website, you can call us. I would love to speak with you. Thank you for all your time. Thank you.